My girlfriend, on her secret vacation with her ex, called and demanded, "What did you do to the bank account? My cards are being declined." My reply was, "I froze it after I saw the proof on your phone." I left her stranded without any money, and now she is playing the victim. My name is Ryan, and I am 28 years old. I thought I had my life on the right track. I have a decent job. I live in a pretty good apartment. And until recently, I had a girlfriend, Sarah, who I thought I was going to marry someday. We had been together for nearly 3 years. It was not a perfect relationship, because no relationship is. But I was all in. I trusted her. At least, I used to. But something had been off for a few months. Have you ever gotten that gut feeling? The one that whispers to you that something is not right, but you do not have any proof. Yeah, that is what I was feeling. Sarah had started getting weird with her phone. She was always keeping it close to her and tilting the screen away from me when she was texting. She suddenly had all these work trips and girls' weekends. But when I asked her for more details, she would get defensive. I did not want to push it too much at first. You try to be a good boyfriend, not one of those paranoid guys who is constantly checking up on his girl. I convinced myself that I was just overthinking things. But still, I could not shake the feeling. I mean, we shared a joint bank account. We had opened it together when we started saving for a house. I figured that if something was up, it would eventually show up in the account. Then one day I noticed it. There was a $3,000 withdrawal. It was all taken out at once. There was no heads up, nothing. I tried to stay calm. I was not going to jump to any conclusions, so I brought it up casually. "Hey, babe, what's up with this $3,000 withdrawal? Did you buy something big?" She did not even look up from her phone. "Oh yeah, I booked a girls' trip with Mary and Jessica," she said, like it was no big deal. I stared at her, trying to keep my voice steady. "A girls' trip? You didn't mention that." She rolled her eyes, clearly annoyed. "I didn't think I needed to give you a play-by-play of my plans." That hit me like a slap to the face. I was not asking for her to report every little thing she did, but $3,000 was a big deal, especially when we were supposed to be saving for a house. It's just, that's a lot of money, Sarah. And we are supposed to be saving, remember? Now she looked at me like I was the crazy one. "We will make it back. Relax. It is not the end of the world." The way she just brushed it off really pissed me off, but I bit my tongue and let it slide. Maybe I was overreacting, I thought. Maybe she just needed a break, and I should not be making it into a big thing. But that night, I could not sleep. Something about it all felt wrong. So I did something I have never done before in our entire relationship. I went through her phone. I was not proud of it. But sometimes, you just know when someone is lying to you. And sure enough, there it was. There was a whole thread of text messages, emails, and confirmations. There were flights, hotel bookings, everything. She was not going on a girls' trip. She was going on a vacation with her ex-boyfriend. I sat there, staring at the screen, my heart pounding in my chest. It was not just a few messages. This was a planned event. They had been talking for weeks, setting up this whole thing behind my back. My stomach turned. It was not even about the money anymore. It was about the betrayal, the lies. I had trusted her, and she had just thrown it all away. I could have confronted her right then and there, but something inside of me snapped. I wanted her to feel the same panic that I was feeling. So I waited. I acted like everything was normal, like I did not know a damn thing. I even kissed her goodbye when she left for her girls' trip the next morning. I told her to have fun. And as soon as she walked out that door, I went straight to my laptop. I froze our joint bank account. I was not thinking about whether it was the right thing to do. I was hurt, and I wanted her to feel that hurt, too. If she was going to betray me like that, I was going to make sure she knew that it was not going to go down quietly. Hours later, my phone rang. It was her. "What the hell did you do?" she screamed as soon as I picked up. I leaned back in my chair, trying to hide the satisfaction in my voice. "What are you talking about?" "My cards are getting declined everywhere." "What did you do to the account?" "Oh, I froze it. I thought that was the least I could do after I found out you are on vacation with your ex," I said, keeping my voice cold and calm. There was silence. There was just the sound of her breathing on the other end of the line. And then came the lie. "It is not what you think. Cut the crap, Sarah. I read everything. The emails, the texts. You lied to me. You have been planning this for weeks." She stumbled over her words, still trying to scramble together some kind of excuse. But there was nothing she could say that would fix this. I did not even let her finish. "Why?" I asked. My voice was harder than I had intended it to be. "Why would you do this? If you wanted to be with him, why didn't you just leave me?" "I didn't want to hurt you," she started to say. And that is when I laughed. I actually laughed out loud. It was a cold, bitter laugh, and it did not sound like me at all. "You did not want to hurt me. So instead, you lie to me, you steal our money, and you go on a vacation with your ex. That was your brilliant plan to not hurt me. There was a pause, and then her tone shifted. She dropped the guilt act and went straight to defense mode. You know what? Maybe if you were not so obsessed with saving for that stupid house, I would not have had to do this. You have been so focused on the future that you have forgotten about me. I could not believe what I was hearing. She was trying to flip this all around. She was trying to make it my fault that she was sneaking off with her ex behind my back. What the hell are you talking about? You could not have just talked to me. You could not have told me how you were feeling, instead of lying to my face. She sighed, exasperated, like I was the one who was making this difficult. You just don't get it! I needed space! I needed time away to think, with him. You needed space from me, with your ex. How the hell does that make any sense? He is just a friend, she snapped. You are blowing this way out of proportion. I clenched my jaw, trying to keep from losing my temper. Right, just a friend. That is why you had to lie about it. That is why you had to sneak around and hide this whole thing from me. She did not say anything. I could practically feel her thinking, trying to figure out how to twist this into something that would make sense. But I was not having any of it. We're done, I said, finally breaking the silence. Wait, what? You are breaking up with me over this? You have got some nerve, acting surprised, Sarah. You lied to me. You used our money to go on a secret trip with your ex. What did you think was going to happen? You can't just leave me stranded here, she yelled. Panic was starting to creep into her voice. How am I supposed to get home? I felt nothing for her in that moment. No sympathy, no guilt, just the cold, hard reality of the situation. Not my problem, I said. You made your choices. Now you have to deal with the consequences. I hung up before she could say another word. The days that followed were a blur. I moved out of the apartment. I got my name off the lease. I canceled all the bills that were in my name. I blocked her on everything: my phone, my social media, my email. I was not about to give her any more access to my life. I was done. A couple of weeks later, I found out that she was telling people that I had abandoned her. She was saying that I had stranded her without a penny to her name. She was making herself out to be the victim, like I had just up and left her for no reason at all. The first time I heard about it from a mutual friend, I laughed. It was classic Sarah. She always knew how to spin things to make herself look innocent, no matter how deep in the wrong she was. But I was not going to let her rewrite the story. So I told my side of it. Everything, the lies, the ex, the money. Some people were shocked. Others were not so much. They knew her. They knew how manipulative she could be. Most of our friends sided with me, but there were still a few who believed her sob story. Whatever, let them. I was not about to waste any more of my energy on her or her drama. In the end, it hurt, but not in the way I had expected it to. It was not the loss of her that stung the most. It was realizing that the person I thought I knew had never really existed. She had been wearing a mask the whole time, and I was just too blind to see it. But here is the thing. People will show you who they really are, eventually. You just have to pay attention. And when they do, you can either ignore it and keep hoping they will change, or you can do what I did: walk away. I have not heard much about Sarah since then. The last I knew, she was couch surfing at a friend's place because she could not afford the rent after I had left. Apparently, she had tried to get the money back from the trip, but the flights and the hotel were non-refundable. I guess that is what happens when you blow $3,000 on a lie. Part of me wonders if her ex even stuck around, or if she was left high and dry, just like she deserved. But honestly, I do not really care anymore. What I have learned from this whole mess is that you cannot control what other people do. You can only control how you respond to it. And when someone shows you who they really are, when they lie, cheat, and manipulate you, you have to be willing to walk away, no matter how much it hurts at the time. Staying in a situation like that will only destroy you in the long run. Sure, I am pissed that I lost years of my life to her, but I am more pissed at myself for ignoring all the signs. The truth is, the writing was on the wall long before I found those text messages. I just did not want to see it. I kept telling myself that she was better than that she would not do something like this to me. But I was wrong. People do not change just because you want them to. And sometimes, the only way to move forward is to cut them off, completely.